Thank you, Annie, for joining us today. We really appreciate your time to answer the question that we get the most from the community.
Yeah.
But before we get started, could you introduce about yourself a little bit and about your company so people can have a very quick overview about your background?
Yeah. All right. Thanks for having me today. So I'm Annie, CMO and co-founders of Bigbom. So I have worked for many years for digital advertising agencies, and before that I worked with Mr. Vững, and he's also the founders of Bigbom. So during our work, we have faced some problems with our clients, partners, and even with our company. So that's why we want to come up with solutions to tackle all the issues, and we want to bring the most valued solution to all parties involved in online advertising industry. So and thanks to the blockchain technologies, we can integrate our ideas into these technologies and bring it come to. So that's why after working for the advertising agencies, I moved to work for Bigbom, and since 1 year ago, that's how we get started.
Okay, so as I have heard about Bigbom, so you are finished raising ICOs. So
yeah.
Could you please give the to the community some information about your ICOs?
Actually, we as you just said, we finished our ISO already. Since at the end of this May, we have 3 rounds for our ISO, including private sales, pre-ISO, and ICOs. So luckily that we get lots of huge support from our communities and our supporters. So we raised around 12,000 ethers for 3 rounds, and this is a really big motivation for all of the team to commit with our promise to the communities, and we try our best to bring the product into real life.
Yeah. So back to the Bigbom platform. So what you're trying to do to build the Bigbom platform? Is like the advertising platform like Facebook, or it's just an MCNs?
Alright. Actually, it's not only a platform. It's like we aim to build an ecosystem, like decentralized advertising ecosystem, that we build different products to to have advertisers and service providers in digital advertising industries by different products. I just want to go back the reason why we came up with this product. Before that, as I mentioned, some of the issue in this industry, firstly, the trust. From the beginning of mankind, people, they tend to transact with the one that they trust in. Like for example, if you want to do business, you tend to choose someone in your network circles, or maybe in your friends network. So the reason why, because we want to trust the one who want to transact with, and it is even harder for a long distance, maybe in this country and another country. You rarely maybe hire an agency in America to run for your ads campaign, right? Because of the distance and because of the trust. And the second one is both sides when they doing the business. So if you are an advertiser, how can you know that your service providers will implement exactly what they commit as their commitment before, right? Of course, if you miss someone, they will give you a really good proposals, they have excellent case study, they have really good clients. But how can you know, how can they commit with what the KPI before? And from the sellers like there's service provider side, how can they know that their client will keep their promise that they pay for you on time? Maybe they can delay the payment, or even though maybe they won't pay for you. So that's the risky. We see that for both sides. So we want to bring a solution that can tackle this issue and can benefit both sides. Another one is there's manual ads management. Like Facebook, Google, they every year they have very huge profit revenue for their ads advertising, but actually not many companies know how to run their ads on this platform effectively or efficiently. Maybe they spend a lot of money, but what they get on returns is not really high and not reach their expectations. So that's why we come up with an idea how to optimize the ads campaign. Actually, most people they do by manual work. People have to look at the ads daily, and what happened when they off their computers, even though their day off or their holidays or weekends. Who will run their ads and manage their ads campaign? So as we see this one is the drawback, and we want to come up with a platform to support for these advertisers. That's why we want to develop Bigbom, and Bigbom is a decentralized advertising ecosystem that can span for all parties in online advertising industry like advertiser, publishers, content writer, ads agency or ads platforms. And all data linked to Bigbom are transparent, secure, ultimate, and immutable. Yeah. And this product is run on Ethereum of blockchain. One of the most interesting thing is Bigbom will run on both Ethereum and Tomo chains. So by integrated into Tomo chain blockchain, it can bring nearly zero transaction fee for users, fast transaction speed, and high capacity for the user.
So you mentioned that you are trying to integrate two blockchain platforms at the same time. The first one is the Ethereum platform. The second one is Tomo chain.
Yes.
But as I know that Tomo chain is still running on that testnet. They haven't released their mainnet yet. So how can you integrate? And what is the plan you integrate the Tomo chain platform?
Yeah. Actually, we also like the partners of Tomo chains. So their technical teams and their founder team. Also, Mr. Long Bruns is our advisor also. So during that, actually, as you mentioned, that they are not really the mainnet yet, but we are one of the first ICO will run on Tomo chain. So once they release, so we can integrate our platform into their system. And firstly, their technical teams will also support us and consult us. During their work, and we once they have launched any news update, they will inform our teams, and we can run on both because we want to bring more the value for our user and benefits for our users. So they can choose as either they want to run or use on Ethereum or Tomo chains, and which one bring the most value for them, so they can just use it.
But I think before you decided to partner with Tomo chain, I think that you also did a research about the blockchain platforms.
Yeah.
So why did you end up to choose the Ethereum platform instead of like Neo or Icon or other blockchain platforms?
All right. Actually, Ethereum is because we see that Ethereum is more consistent platform that and it's widely used for most of the ICOs they build on Ethereum, and also because we build our smart contract as one of our core product in the ecosystem. So that's why we choose Ethereum to run, because we want to we want to choose a stable system rather than maybe a new one.
Okay, so back to the problems that people are trying to solve. I think running effective marketing campaign on Facebook and Google right now is a huge struggle for advertisers and marketers. But I also considering about the competitive advantage from a Bigbom,
Yeah.
because Facebook and Google, they are like the big enterprise, and how can you compete with them? What is the reason that the marketers and advertisers should advertise on Bigbom platform?
Yeah, actually, Facebook and Google are not our direct or indirect competitors. We offer a solution for advertiser to easier the way they perform the ads campaign. Actually, we don't interface or we don't do anything in Facebook algorithms. We just we make the way easier for the advertiser when they run the ads campaign on this platform. Maybe they can manage, multiple campaign their campaign on multiple platforms only in one interface. Yeah. Actually, just go back. Alright. Some of the people they misunderstand that we actually. Just want to repeat again that we don't compete with Facebook and Google, and they are giant corporations. We just want to have advertisers to get higher return on what they pay for their marketing budget. Just go back to your question that our competitive advantages. We enrich our ecosystem by offer different variety of products. Like we have Bigbom IS, we have the digital smart contract, and we have the marketplace. So for the Bigbom IS, we want to optimize the ads campaign on multi-platform like Google and Facebook, and there's optimization algorithms is one of the most competitive advantages of Bigbom IS. Because I know that now in the market, not many platforms that can handle this issue. And the second one is we change the ways we have the user to easier for signing a contract. They for the assistant solution they use paper contract or they use e-signatures. So we also release our DocuSign to have them both sides can sign a contract on smart contract, and we also have the smart marketplace that builds on the blockchain that where the advertiser can hire and can find the media experts or a professional to have them to manage their campaigns. So we have the buy ads and sell ads sides also.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned that you're trying to build an ecosystem instead of only platform.
Yeah.
But I think every ecosystem also have the main product. What is the main product of Bigbom ecosystem?
All right. Our main products now we're focusing on Bigbom IS. As I mentioned that to Facebook they train their algorithms monthly, even monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it's really hard to to optimize your and to integrate your algorithms to fix with them their strategies. But we believe that with our experiences, the core members will have 4 to 7 years in digital advertising industry. So and I also believe in our technical teams. So we can make Bigbom IS is one of the most product for to have advertisers to increase their ROIs, return on investment, and decrease their cost.
Could you share more about how the Bigbom IS works?
Mm-hmm. All right, Bigbom, I have like, I just sell the normal way on advertisers. They run the ads campaign on Facebook or Google. It's like before that they need, when they have the campaign, they need to firstly input on the image like URLs, the link or the content for to run the ads, right? And then one day to their target like a trio. Like they select their target audience, so they will run the ads campaign, but they have to manage it manually. It's mean like they have to create different ads, and they need to manage which one have best high conversion rate, which one is low, and of course like human make mistake, and of course they cannot work 24/7. They cannot manage all the times, and sometimes they can mix and in qualified ads can occur, and it can bring the risk to their budget. Maybe this ads cost a lot of money but bring no values, no returns, no conversion rate. So it means like they lost their budget. So but for the Bigbom IS, they just need to input the information like image, the contents, the URLs, and then they choose what they want, like their goals, their expectations. It can be the CBA's call to actions, or this can be conversions like CBC or CBM. Or maybe they expect right. So and then they will choose which channel they want to run, maybe Facebook, Google, Twitter, Instagram, for example. Like, and I just let the Bigbom ads do. Okay, so it will create hundreds of ads based on the informations for the A/B testing, and during the performance, it will return the result, and then the system will make decision. Like for in qualified ads, they will auto turn off, and they deliver, distribute, allocate more budgets to the high qualified or high conversion rate ads. So every algorithm during Bigbom IS with just only one objective is they want to reach to the advertiser expectation, their goals that they choose before. Maybe they want to meet this expect price. So everything the Bigbom IS do to mix with this one. Yeah.
I'm really curious about how can you do that? Do you apply the machine learning or artificial intelligence into your algorithm to optimize the campaign, or how can you do that?
All right. This one quite technical thing,
Yeah.
but actually we use machine learning and some the funnel testing. Yeah. Actually we use some.
So when people enter their goals and their expectation, and they provide you all the materials for the marketing campaigns, and the Bigbom ES will separate out or create like manual scenarios. So you trying to test that, and have the advertiser to reach their goals.
Yeah.
And the machine learning will optimize and learn from those scenarios to optimize the campaign.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you, how big is your inventory? Because I think that when it comes to, advertising, then if you want people to advertise and running ads campaign on your platform, you have to own a really big inventory, so you can deliver your ads and banners and like sponsor ads. So how big your inventory, and how can you collect the inventory for Bigbom?
All right. You mean like how can we expand our ecosystem with different partners?
Yeah,
right?
because like when people are running when an advertiser,
Yeah.
they running marketing campaigns on your platform, then the ads should be reach and reach to the target audience.
All right.
On I think on website or videos or something like that.
Yeah.
But how can you expand your partners to integrate your plugins or something like that to have, and you spread your ads?
All right. Actually, we don't own the media inventory. We just like we use the APIs in this
To integrate
platform. Yeah, integrate the APIs of Google or Facebook. Actually, we don't expand like for the whole markets. We only focus on like the big one like Google, Facebook, or maybe Twitter. Like because the revenue of these two platforms is bigger than the whole
Okay,
market.
so you integrate your like API.
Yeah.
Okay. So can I choose? If I am an advertiser and I want to run marketing campaigns on your platform,
Alright.
then can I choose which channel that I want to
Yeah,
reach?
exactly. You can choose. Actually, we have the option that you can run on multiple channels. So just explain a little bit here. That's how people should use Bigbom IS. As I know that lots of companies, like big companies or maybe smaller, they have different like members to run ads campaign on each channel. Like Facebook, they have the one that manage Facebook campaign. Google, they have like SEM, SEO, or run GDN ads, and they only like have export the report for weekly or monthly. But this one, like they check which one have which channel is bring more value, which one have higher conversion rate. But this can delay their decision. So that's why Bigbom want to have them to take the real time decision.
Wow.
Yeah, it means like on one platform they can choose different multi channels, and its returns will inform that which one have higher conversion rate at the moment, maybe for 24 hours, and they can know which channels have higher conversion rate, so they can decide that they want to allocate more budgets here or not, or they can let the platform do it, because at the end what they want is they want to meet with their goal expectation, so it will auto deliver the budget to the high quality channels. Yeah.
Okay, got it. I think if you solve this problem, and a lot of advertisers will choose to use the platform instead of running ads directly on Facebook or on Google. But I just really curious about what is your incentive program to let people use the token to pay on the platform.
That's a really good question, because we consider to have different rewards, like rewards programs to incentivize our community user to use the products and to enrich our ecosystem. For the Bigbom IS, we will have different levels for the budgets, because we charge on their total budget run on the platform. So once they reach this level,
it's like a management fees. Like so my budget is like $1,000 and we charge for 1,100. And 100 is your management
actually
fees.
the fee is not really high.
But should it paid in tokens?
Yeah. I mean, like as you said that maybe there's a fees around 0.2 or 0.5. It depends on their budget. The more they rent, so the lower the fee. But actually, we can save more cost. Maybe we can save 20% of their cost. And of course, if they pay for only 1.2 or 1.5% of their total budget, it's cost. Yeah. So that's why we can have different levels, and when they reach these levels, they can have a rewards by our tokens. So if they pay, like they spend more for the campaign, they can get higher the token for rewards. And this from Bigbom IS, and for the marketplace, we will have rating and review and we will reward a token for the ones who use the service and they they rate and review. And for the digital smart contract, it's like if a dispute occurs for the both parties, so we will reward for the communities when they chose and they vote for to solve the dispute.
Okay.
So we have different programs to incentivize our users.
How many payment options do you have to let the advertiser pay for that campaign? Is only paid in tokens, or you have like the option to let people pay in like fiat money?
Actually, people they are encouraged to use our tokens because they can use tokens to take advantages of the whole ecosystem.
Like save fees.
Yeah, and for fiat, we are considering like as a gateway to
conversion.
Yeah, convert that.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are still working on these functions.
Okay, got it. So, do you have any like incentive program or besides of saving fees using platform, so that people encouraged to use the tokens?
As I mentioned that we have different rewards, reward our token for the users. One is for the Bigbom IS, another one is the digital smart contract that they can vote when a dispute occurs, and the ones who participate in the voting for this dispute, they can get our tokens. And for the marketplace, for the ones who review and rate for the services, actually they have to use the service, but we want to encourage them to reward, to review and rate for the service they already use. So we will reward a token also.
Okay, so may I know the progress of of building your platform right now? Because I think that Bigbom have finished your ICO for several months, and then could you share some updates about it?
Okay, we already finished our first version of smart contracts, and the UI for the DocuSign is like people can use this one to sign contracts rather than use the current ones, like the normal traditional methods. And now we are focusing. We want to bring our mainnet versions on the first quarter of 2019. It means next year. Yeah. Now we are more focusing on the Bigbom IS in the marketplace.
Okay, so what is your plan to recruit more and encourage more advertisers to use the platform?
Mm-hmm.
When the mainnet and the final product released.
Actually, a good news because many people they interested in the Bigbom IS. So before we actually deploy our product, many of the advertisers already they fill in the forms that they want to experience on our products before we have the database.
They want to test the platform.
Yeah, they want to test because this really rarely, as I mentioned, that really not many products that support for the advertisers running on Facebook, and this they need really high demand. So that's why when we introduce about this product, many people they contact us, they call us, they fill the form to they want to experience once hours when we launch our product. We partner with some big companies that already have thousands of users. For example, like Haravan, they have around 50,000 users using their platform, and once we deploy our products and we launch our products, so Haravan can distribute our product for the user to manage their ads campaign. And until now we also partners and meet different people and different companies and introduce about our products. So we want to make sure that once we launch the products, we will have a database for people to experience our product. So that's why we are continue into doing this. And luckily that we have quite good database now. Yeah.
So you have any program for we already talked about advertiser side, but how about the people who are owning the traffic? Do you have any program to let the publishers and web admins to submit their to contribute their website to the and to join the Bigbom ecosystem?
Yeah. We have different strategies to attract more users. Like you mentioned that the seller side, the service providers, of course, we bring the value for them. We have a database of clients already, so they can have more trends. They can increase their chain to meet new clients around the world. And we are considering some of the program that we can offer, maybe like better rewards token to attract more users to join our ecosystem. Or we can bring the benefit to them. We can bring for them the clients. We can bring for them solution to protect themselves from the risk of unpaid clients. So I think that if we bring for them values, they will try it because actually they lost nothing if they join in our ecosystem. But once they join here, they have more trend to increase their revenue, to meet new people, to have more clients. So that's why I think they are more willing to join once we have the product.
Cool. And then could you share a little bit about what is your plan and what is the thing that your team trying to put most of the main focus on for the rest of the year?
All right. For the rest of this year, because as I mentioned that we finished the first version of smart contracts, and there's UIs for the DocuSign. So we are continue to finish this one, and we do everything to prepare for our mainnet version next year. Yeah.
Cool. I think at the marketers and advertisers are really interested in testing your platform because I think from the marketers side, we are looking for like the new channels or a new platform to run ads and create marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
Then if you can solve that problems, you can prove that if people using your platform and they can run an effective marketing campaign rather than running directly on Facebook or Google, then people will use the platform.
Yeah.
So really interested in the platform, and hopefully that your team will push your focus to build a platform fast, and then I can test the platform in the early day.
Yeah, but actually, of course, you will be one of our partners to be invited to try our products, experience our first version of our product. So I'm sure that.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Coin99, for giving me a chance today to share about Bigbom with our supporters and to get closer to Coin98 communities. So hopefully with this interview today, you guys can understand more about Bigbom projects with our upcoming roadmap and product update. So if you want to get our latest news, you can visit our website at www.bigbom.com, or you want to join our awesome community on Telegram, please visit our website also. All right, thank you for today. Hopefully you guys still continue to support our project and be with us in the upcoming times. Bye bye.